The melodrama is killing me.
Myth.
JMYTH has his own lane.
Yeah, we got another legend in the fucking building. Hades.
Let's see what Hades is talking about, man.
Let's see what JMYTH talking about.
So make that an hour late because of technical difficulties, but we here. We fashionably late. Just pulled up in the Bentley truck. Myth just pulled up in the in the Rolls. And our special guest, I mean, he got chauffeured here in what?
Self-driving Tesla.
In the Tesla.
You did.
I mean, I see him more of a Maybach type of dude. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's just me. You know, the slick Rick Kane and all that. You know what I mean?
You did.
And all that. But yo, we're finally here after an hour. Apologize for the delay, but technical difficulties with OBS. Crazy, but we here. Logic Pro Global. Anything less for beats is illogical. The superior dog. Got my host, the GOAT himself, JMYTH, the great.
What's good?
Broadcasting from Cali. Myself, Hades, broadcasting from Miami Beach, and our special guest, who we will introduce momentarily. We're gonna skip the flex talk because we done lost an hour of time, and we want to desperately get into the interview. So we're gonna jump right into the crypto talk. So I know last week we didn't get to do that, and y'all either made money or lost a gang of money. So let's see what's really good. Let me just get the frame sorted here. Un momento, por favor. All right, here we go. You're looking clean out here. All right, so the markets are still down. It's been like this. I think we're going on week 4 now, maybe more. Bitcoin is at 29.7, up 0.5% in 24 hours, up 3% in the past 7 days. I mean, this thing is just not. It's just sitting at 29. It's teetering between 29 and 30K, right? And like Drill said, and like I said before, we're in a bear market, right? Which means that the market is more likely to spend its time, leaning towards the downside than the upside. 2021 was the bear market, where the market was just shooting up. Wherever Bitcoin went, all the other coins went with it. But we're in a bear market right now, and it's not looking too good, especially with the Luna controversy and Luna crashing and everything like that. It's not looking too good for Bitcoin right now. But it is the future. It is a long-term investment. So if you have money in it, don't panic. Buy more. I mean, where there's fear in the market, there's opportunity for you, right? So if you got that beat sale money, you want to do something with it, buy yourself a little bit of Bitcoin. We got Ethereum here at $1,958.56. It's up it's up 1.42% for the past 7 days. But even that's, still low as well. But anything Bitcoin does as far as trajectory, the other coins are going to do as well. But just like Bitcoin with Ethereum, if you have money in Ethereum, Don't panic. Don't pull your bread out. It's a long-term investment. It will go back up at some point. If you don't have money in Ethereum, now would be a great time to buy. Another coin is XRP. I'm going to be making moves on XRP this week, if not tomorrow. I've been waiting for the lowest price. I think its high point was like 80 cents, 85 cents. Now it's half that. I'd be a fool not to buy in. So I'm going to buy, I don't know, I'll put maybe like a band or two on it and then just let it sit.
Flex.
For those that don't know, XRP is going to be, XRP is the coin that all the financial institutions are going to be using once they're done with their court case that's currently running right now. So as far as transactions and things like that, everything is going to be built on the XRP platform. That's why I know for certain that this is a long-term play. This 41 cents that you're looking at right now is easily going to skyrocket once we get out the bear market and once the court case is done with XRP. So coins like Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin, these are all coins that have utilities behind them. Coins like Dogecoin, stay away from, right? These are coins that, you know, you get people like Elon Musk, they pump it up on Twitter or whatever. You get that quick spike up and then it just drops right back down. So unless you're following the market, you're following the news when these people kind of hype the coin up, you get your money in, get that bread out once you hit that top, because it will dip. That I guarantee you, if it has no utility. Cardano is at 51%. That's down as well. This is a beautiful buy. I bought in at $1.12 in 2021 and flipped my bread 100%. So 51 cent buy-in is lovely, and that's also this coin also has a utility behind it as well. Solana is at $48. So yeah, the markets, you know, all these coins are running off of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does good, the other coins do good. Otherwise, everything is taking a nosedive with Bitcoin. But just remember that when there's fear in the market, that's opportunity for you. So take some of that beat sale money, some of that, you know, exclusive beat sale money that you got, throw it in the coin, man. Throw it in the coin long term and just turn your back on it, and you'll reap the benefits down the road. I guarantee. And that's the update. That's the update for this week. And we're gonna go ahead and jump right into our guest. Let me get the scene sorted out here.
Let's go.
So this guest needs no introduction, but we're gonna introduce him anyway, right? So he's one of the day ones, man. One of the day ones that we met on Producer Grind during the pandemic, when Producer Grind was doing their morning shows and all that good stuff, and their afternoon cook-ups and all that good stuff, man. One of, if not, you know, next to JMYTH, one of the best producers that I know of. On top of that, one of the best producers that I know that do it in Logic, the superior
Let's
dog.
go.
Yes, sir.
The superior
Let's
dog.
go.
It's none other than DJ TK in the building.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? What's good,
Thank
my guy?
Salute.
What's going on, brothers? What's going on?
Yo,
The inspiration himself in here. You know what I'm saying?
Everything
Thank
is
you.
lovely, man. We're glad you can make it. I don't have a stream deck yet. I couldn't get to the applause button, but the kids are applauding for you right now.
Yes,
Facts,
sir.
big facts.
DJ TK I've known this cat. We all met in pandemic was 2019?
Yeah.
Early 2020.
Early 2020. So since 2020 till now, man, we've known each other, and the submissions and the compositions, the production, the work ethic, just everything
Absolutely.
from this cat, man, is extraordinary. And I'm gonna
Top
let you know.
tier.
I'm gonna let him explain to you why it's so extraordinary. I think without this, it'd still be extraordinary, but with what he's gonna tell you, it makes it even more extraordinary.
More extraordinary.
It'll make you take a step back and wonder, am I grinding hard enough? Am I working hard enough? You know what I'm saying, am I working on the proper dog? Yeah. Am I working in the proper DAW? Are my compositions as as unique as this individual's, because if not, I'm doing something wrong and I'm just not grinding on it. I mean, but DJ TK, man, let the people know. Just give us a high level overview of yourself, and then we'll get a little bit more in depth about you and your background and production, and of course, Logic Pro itself.
So my name is DJ TK. I am 20 years old, blind producer, DJ, rapper, engineer. My goodness, I do so much and I don't realize it until I do interviews and stuff like that.
Are you Jamaican?
That's right. Talk to him.
Nah.
Because Jamaican got 5 jobs, got 3 jobs. I'm an engineer, a producer, a rapper, a singer. You know what I mean? Nah,
Yes, sir.
I'm messing with you.
But yeah, man, I as he said, I work, shall I say, full time in Logic. Everything I do is in that DAW. That's like my
Let's go.
That's like my that's my personal assistant, man. That's what makes me that's what makes me
makes
get
you
up
great.
and great. Yeah, man. It's so
Absolutely.
yeah, man. I use Logic on Apple. You know, Apple's the superior. I don't know where all this Windows stuff came from, but
For real, talk to him.
So for those of y'all that did not hear the man the first time, DJ TK is a blind producer. He is probably one of the few within that community where we met that kind of made me take not just my production, just my work ethic to the next level. Like to the point where after was it Dylan or TB that interviewed you? One of those two interviewed you. And after that interview, my whole work ethic changed. Like I went from waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning to waking up at 3:30 in the morning. I was like, yo, I need to get it harder than these young boys. And I definitely need to move as efficiently as DJ TK, because this kid, he's not playing. You hear it in the composition, you hear it in the way he moves.
Facts.
Like
Yep.
he's about this life. You know what I'm saying? So to keep up with this young boy, I gotta change something. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely inspiring to not only hear your story, but to hear the music, man. I have a project
Absolutely.
that sent me that I listen to every now and again when I need some motivation. And it was that project where you flip the same sample 3 different ways: trap, drill, and then you did like a Travis Scott version. You did Lil Durk, Travis Scott, and Pop Smoke. And man, listen, it's phenomenal. So
Yes, sir.
so we have a small window of time because I know you got other obligations, but we want to try to get as deep as possible, as deep as you'll allow us to. So tell us a little bit about your musical background, even before getting into the DAW, if any.
So when I grew up, my parents raised me and my brothers and sisters. They raised us in church, so I was really close to like
Yes, sir.
the piano player and the drummer. Like I was the one out after church. I was going up to the piano, practicing my chords. And even when I was young, like 5 or 6, when I would get home from church, I would just like always hum the songs, and I was always just immersed with the music. Like that was just always me since I was young. And
Yes,
my parents actually bought me a piano when I was like 9, and I was still in church, and I was going to church. I would hear all the music, and now I would come home and like sit there and try to recreate it until I could put my hand on the chord. I would listen to it at church and then go home and figure, okay, this is this chord, this is that chord. The melody, I'm playing it with my right hand because I have to do chords in my left. Like I was 9 years old doing this.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And then I got into DJing, which introduced me to the technology side of things.
Fellow DJ, that's what's up.
Yeah. So I was DJing on the iPad, and I got interested like around I would say around 2012, I started using GarageBand. And back then, GarageBand didn't barely had anything. It was just like the TR-808 drum kit, like a dance kit, and some like a piano and a organ, stuff like that. It was very, very basic. And I was doing, it's crazy because I was working like that until about 2016. And my mom had bought me a computer. And for like 7 or 8 months, I didn't know what to do, but I was doing like little research here and there, how to use GarageBand. And I was doing like little compositions here and there. And one day I was with another blind producer. He was on Logic. I was like, yo, can you teach me a little bit of Logic? Can you help? He actually hooked me up with Logic and everything. Shout outs to him. Shout out to Matt Mac. So like once I got into the Logic stuff, I learned my few commands from the people I had around me, and from there it was over. It was like I'm gonna take this, my mom had bought me a computer for Christmas that year, so I had taken, I'm taking that, I'm gonna start using it, I'm gonna get Logic, and I'm gonna start working with what I have. And from there, it was just researching, learning the commands. Funny enough, automation was like one of the first things I had to learn, because I, coming from seeing people always using FL, I was like, I need that love filter effect. I need that Drake effect. I need to learn how to do it. So it was like, I was on YouTube. Hey, how do I use a single band as a filter? Using the switching it to a low pass and using it that way. I still do that to this day. I don't have a filter plugin. I use single band. There's some sauce, you know what I mean?
So there was a lot of transposition as far as using FL tutorials on YouTube and transposing that information into what Logic could do comparably, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. In like 2013, when I was using GarageBand, a lot of people give this guy flack, but I low-key like credit him to kind of helping me out, even though I don't agree with a lot of what he did, recently. But BusyWorks Beats was a crazy shit back then.
Yeah.
And it's that's what really got me into I started to use my iPad like a MacBook. Like I was so destined to figure it out. Like even when I got my computer, bro, I was exploring. I was opening every plugin that Logic had. Like even the Apple audio units. I was just going through everything.
Oh yeah.
It's just I want to know what every single thing does, and that's even me nowadays. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, I haven't made a single beat in like 3 days, and then before those 3 days it's been like a week. Like I've been taking my break, but it's because I'm going back with a new creative standpoint.
Right. Yeah.
Especially with Logic. Logic has so many things to offer, and I feel like I still don't know everything about stock Logic stuff.
Facts. Yeah. It's a lot to dig into.
Yeah, that's basically it. Like once I got into Logic, it was over. I was like, I'm learning this. I'm learning this inside out, and it's been that ever since.
Yeah, I was the same way. I mean, I got Logic, and I spent around the time we all met. I spent probably a good year. Keep in mind, I was juggling a career at the same time, which I no longer have, by the way. I was juggling both at the same time. I spent more time experimenting with plugins and all the different functionality, researching the YouTube videos that were available for Logic, but more so the FL videos, because they were more in demand and there was more volume of those, and simply transposing that information into Logic. Like, okay, if this is what they did in FL, where's the equivalent in Logic?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
People, let me put it. In case if there's any FL Studio users here, when y'all watch it, when I first got into FL, the first plugin I heard about was Citrus. To us Logic users, that's ES2. You see what I'm saying? There's your comparison. That's how it is to us.
Right. And the sound quality and the ES2 was far superior.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other segment.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of man with me. I mean, soon as in Logic, soon as I got to hear, like when I started making a beat and I heard something that I wanted to hear, something that was really dope, it was like, wow, that was easy. You know what I'm saying? Like the steps to get to what I wanted or what I needed, or something that even exceeded what my expectations were. It was like 1 or 2 steps.
And it's
I was
crazy
like, man,
because
this is crazy efficient.
it's crazy because I'm really surprised. You know how so many people drop packs for Serum, Massive, all of that. I'm surprised nobody's dropped like a ES2 sample pack, Alchemy sample pack. Like,
Absolutely.
There's so many people that yes, sir. Like,
so this is a prime example of why, you know, I believe in vibes and I believe in energy, right? All three of us, we the same cat, right? Because not for nothing, me and Myth for the past couple weeks and Drill, we've been talking about putting a pack together, but not your traditional pack, right? Not a pack with just kicks, drums, snares, and probably all recycled sounds anyway. But instead of giving you the fish, we want to show you how to fish, right? So we're going to give you the channel strips that we use to make these 808s. We're going to give you the Alchemy preset that we use with the wave shaper in it to show you how to make your own 808s and shape your own 808s. You know what I'm saying? So you're absolutely right. You don't get these kind of packs from anyone where you're getting the actual strip with the actual plugin and the presets that were the processing that was used to do it. But that's changing with LPG. LPG is going to be putting out a kit where at the very least the 808s, you're getting a channel strip for that 808 with presets within Alchemy, a default preset with an 808 already built in from scratch that you can manipulate with distortion, use the wave shaper, whatever you want to make your own 808s. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Game changer.
Game changer.
Game changer.
So
the only way, at least I've been acquiring presets is literally just looking around, seeing who's using Logic. Yo, you got anything? You got any, presets, stock Logic presets? Because, bro, there's a lot. If you really dig into the stock Logic plugins,
oh man, they're top tier.
Lord.
Top tier.
It's nothing like it.
You gotta remember too, the plugins in Logic, I would say 90% of the plugins are emulations of actual hardware. Compressor. Look at the compressor, bro. There's so many different types of compressors. Yeah, it's all built into one plugin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So with that being said, so let's take a step back to the GarageBand, right? So you didn't have the opportunity to be exposed to any other DAW. You just happened to get your hands on GarageBand first, and once you got that, it was pretty much a wrap.
Yep. Because around that time is when I started working with my instructors that I actually still work with to this day. So like I around them, they were using Logic, but I was like, I can't. Obviously, I couldn't afford. I was 12. I couldn't afford a MacBook, so I was like, you know what? I got an iPad. We got GarageBand. I was like, I'm just gonna sound design, and I was going to like the patches and adjust and attack and release just to get my own sound. Like it was just, and then I was like running it through DJ software to apply effects because the DJ by Algorithm has like Sugar Bytes, which they make. I think Effectrix they make, and a few other glitch plugins. So I was using that software to run my melodies that I would make in GarageBand through like a glitch effect. So like I was, you see what I'm saying? So,
sauce. Okay. Yes, sir.
I was just doing it the way that I could get the sound that I wanted. And that's what I feel like a lot of people struggle with nowadays. A lot of people don't have the resources. And you're right. There should be a lot more Logic preset packs and starter, canvases for people to just start an idea and get in, I don't know what word I'm trying to use, but like inspiration instantly.
Yeah, definitely. And on top of that, also getting their own, segueing into their own sound and their own fingerprint for what they do too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of, I'm not gonna say any names, but a lot of producers that produce in certain DAWs all sound the same. If you heard one, you've heard them all. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the thing that I'm always inspired by and looking for is uniqueness. So somebody who has their own perspective in music and what they do and what they create. And Logic, that's why I always ride with Logic, because I believe, I take pride in being unique and having my own fingerprint. Everybody in here does, because I hear it in their music.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And Logic, Logic helps you get there. I think Logic helps you get there quicker and easier. You know what I'm saying? As far as what you have to work with from the beginning of starting to conduct your own music.
That's
for real.
But yeah,
that's a fact.
Bro, when Super Trap came around, and shout out to the dude Blackie.
Shout out Blackie, dog, nephew.
When he started that, I was like, dang, I don't have Effectrix, I don't have this and that. I was in the piano roll, just like recreating like MIDI regions, and I was using a plugin called Step Effects. That shit made me the hi-hat god. JMYTH, I'll battle you on that, bro.
Let's go. No, hey, no Step Effect. I'm hip to Step Effects. All right. You battle me in Step Effects, and then I'll battle you in No, I'll battle you in Step Effects. Actually,
I don't want to flex directly, so I'll let Myth flex for me. How'd you find out about Step Effects, Myth? Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
sir.
The homie Hades shot me the alley-oop.
Yes, sir.
on Step Effects.
Come on, son.
Bro, that plugin is
no fire,
bro.
Fire. As a matter of fact, that whole multi-effects section.
Yeah.
Because the fat effects are ill. I mean, that's something that I put on all my drums.
Yeah, it's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Remix effects, I haven't been able to use as much as I want to, because I've had to dumb down the template because of the hardware situation I'm dealing with. But the remix effect is bananas.
Yeah, it looks fire, and I don't know why I haven't. I think so. I get enamored with the Step Effects and the fat effects before I even get to the remix effects.
Well, what I've done is on my template, I have the way that the template's structured. I have a lane called automation. It sits right before the mix bus and right after all of the other tracks. So once I'm done with the composition and I'm done mixing it, if I decide that I want to put some sort of effect in, like the bridge or maybe the second half of the chorus, I'll throw remix effect on. I'll throw the latch function on the automation, and then I'll start playing everything and I'll start messing with the remix effect in real time, so it records it in real time versus drawing it in.
That's hard
via automation. You know what I'm saying?
That's hard.
Oh,
and,
see, bro, you just put
and then
and Hades template. If you know, Hades template is insane.
It's a testament.
You just tried to truncate it down. You know what I mean?
It's a testament. It's a testament to what Isaac said earlier, which is what DJ TK said earlier, which is, the time you spend understanding your DAW. Like, if I could give advice to any new Logic user, it would be to don't focus on making a beat quickly and putting it up on BeatStars or anything like that. Spend a good couple of months, I would say 6 months, 3 to 6 months on knowing the DAW, knowing the capability of the DAW. Open up every plugin, turn every knob, push every button until you understand at least the fundamentals of what you have in front of you. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I used to do too?
And that's what happened to me.
I used to go into the key menu, the key command menu, and I would just scroll down and look at all the commands that were set by like Apple and stuff, and just kind of go down and see, okay, A hit is automation, D is command D is duplicate, F bring, I was just scrolling down looking at every single command, and it helped. It did help.
Yeah, the short keys, you need to know all of your key commands, the basics, Command D to duplicate,
and also create your own.
Yeah,
I have a template
Yeah.
from one of my guys. He did a whole template, and it just made automation easier for me because like stock automation was a bit hard for me. But it's bro, Logic is one of those programs that is so customizable.
Yeah, and that's what made my master template so CPU intensive, because after spending a year and some change understanding everything that I needed to understand for what I do, because I'm pretty sure I know at least 75% of the software. The other 25 doesn't necessarily apply to my genre, right? But for example,
Right.
I needed a way to maximize my output as far as making beats. I needed to be able to crank out a beat anywhere between 10 to 30 minutes tops, right? So I said, you know what, how can I do that? What takes up the most time? Well, arranging the song takes up some time. How do we resolve this?
Yeah.
How about you just set the automation lanes for your drops? And that's what I did. So every lane from the melody down to the drums and the 808, where I knew that it was going to be a standard drop in that arrangement, I would create an automation lane for it. So technically, I could, from the beginning of the composition to the end, I could just copy regions all the way across. If I hit play, the beat would automatically drop where it needs to drop because of the automation.
Yep.
Now,
What?
That's
keep,
crazy.
Now keep in mind, while that's a great idea, that's CPU intensive, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's
the
And also my thing would be, let's say if you wanted to add a bridge somewhere, or you wanted to, you could,
Right.
you could move everything. And bro, my biggest thing right now with Logic is I can't stand moving automations. I barely know how to do it. And it's like, I know it's probably so easy to do it visually.
Oh yeah, Hades would get you right, because
I
that
get you
was
right.
sort of the thing. You had that same issue.
Yeah.
But see, what's crazy about that? See, it's that I marvel at that. You know what I mean? Because you can create. I'm such a organic creator. So like I'm doing everything in real time most of the time. You know what I mean? So sometimes, I'll come up with an idea right while I'm conducting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like it'll be a bridge, or I'll just move things around just to see. You know what I'm saying? Just to see.
Bro,
how
I do that all the
works.
time.
And it's like, but it's like this to be able to have. That's why I was like, man, when I saw Hades Temple, it was like, what?
But that's the
His
beauty of
template
it.
is
It
goated.
accommodates composers like yourself, right? So if you, let's just say with my standard template, I have drops. I definitely have drops, during all the bridges, right? And I have drops, on the first verse, and a bar drop on the third verse or whatever, right? If I were to give you that template, right? And let's just say you wanted to move a certain region, or a certain region from one area to the other, but you wanted the automation to come with you, the template is set to do that. So you don't have to worry about the region leaving and the automation just staying there. The automation would go with it. On top of that,
Oh, that's dope. That's
on
super
top
dope.
of that, the arrangement bar at the top, you have two sets of arrangements. You have an arrangement bar, and then you have a marker bar. The marker bar just lets you allows you to identify what part of the arrangement you're in, or what part of the arrangement the region is in. The arrangement bar allows you to move that whole line,
Section.
that whole region line over to wherever you want, and it'll take the automation with you. So let's just say,
So speaking of that real quick, and this is something that I've actually been thinking about since I used to use GarageBand. GarageBand had this thing called sections, and you could just click a section and play it, and you could like duplicate it and like move sections around. I need to figure what you're talking about.
That's
I need to
arrangements.
figure it out. I need to figure it
Yeah,
out.
that's right.
that's
Yeah.
arrangements. Yeah, that's
That-
arrangements.
It's right there in the little
A
marker
whole
where you
nother
break the.
beast.
So
marker,
arrangements.
icon.
So arrangements. Let's just say I have a region under verse 1, and under verse 1 I have the melody, the kick, the snare, the hat, the 808, right? And I want to move verse 1 over to the chorus section on the second part of the arrangement. All I have to do is click on the tab that says verse 1 on arrangements and drag it over, and
everything
move
with
it
it.
all the way over. If I want to make a copy,
How do you
of
get to the arrangement? Is there a command?
there should be a command.
I gotta find it. I'll find it.
There should definitely be a command. kicking in. But that actually brings me to my next question, right? Because you tell me otherwise, I don't think Logic had the accessibility functions that it has now back when you were using GarageBand, did it?
See, that I don't even. I'm assuming it had, because I mean, if GarageBand was accessible, then I'm assuming they at least had basic functionality back then, like recording and maybe MIDI editing, stuff like that. I don't think they were too advanced with the automation and stuff yet.
Okay.
Because even when I got into Logic, that was still a finicky. Like with voiceover, using voiceover with automation was like the worst thing ever. It still kind of is to this day.
Okay.
But I do it. I just do it so much that I'm used to it.
So is other than the automation, what other pain points do you still deal with Logic, or what are some improvements you'd like Logic to do on the accessibility side?
I wish. I mean, I'm not on the newest version of Logic, so I got to upgrade to see if it's kind of different. But I wish I could just like drop in an audio file and just like convert it across my keyboard. Like I don't have to import it and name it and do all that. I wish I could just like paste it, click a button to convert it to like a sampler instrument and just like play it.
Oh well, yeah, on the updated, quick sampler.
So
updated version, you got quick sampler.
Okay, so when you're in Logic, where are you accessing the sample from the browser itself?
From the let me throw you back real quick. EXS24.
Let's go.
Okay.
I still rock with the EXS24 though.
So let's start with the ESX24. So there's two ways you can import this file, right? You can do it through ESX24 or you can do it through Logic's browser. Which one are you doing it from?
Yeah. I'm doing it through EXS24.
Okay. So he said open on EXS24.
So
and then hit control. I think it's Control O to open the file browser, and then from there selecting the sound and dragging it in.
Okay, so technically,
like hitting
so technically you have two options, right? Because ESX24 has been replaced by Sampler and Quick Sampler, right? So you have two options. If there's a way for you to access the file browser within Logic, you can simply activate the track lane that you want. When you find the file in the browser, double click it and it'll automatically drag itself within the lane. But you don't want that. You want it to end up in the plugin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's two ways to do that. Is you can either drag and drop, or a quick sampler you can have load. You can load from the quick sampler.
So that I think that's something.
I'm about to update. I'm about to pay the price and just update it tonight, bro. You just got me excited.
I think it's one of those things where we would have to like sit down and do a Zoom. Yeah. Create a preset to where, because in Quick Sampler, it's not, I mean, it has the slicing functionality, but you also have to tell it, do you want me to slice by transient? Do you want me to slice by beat? If you want me to do it by beat, how many beats? 1, 2, 3 1/4, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. EXS is kind of like that. And usually it's funny because you would think I do a lot of sample chopping, but I actually just chop my regions and just do it.
I do that. I do that. I do that sometimes as well. Yeah.
But I do want to start doing like the sampling, like especially with Q beats melodies and stuff like that. I want to start doing more, chopping and stuff like that. Because right now the only thing I use EXS24 is for like drums and hi-hats and synth. I load one shots through there, even though I could use complete
yes sir.
You're gonna get a kick out of Sampler, because the things I'm doing with Sampler right now, I can take a melody and I can chop it up into I want to say they're not quarter notes, they're probably less than that. Either way, I can copy it into MIDI regions and paste it into the lane. Once it's in the lane, I can, just like FL's what's FL's version of it? FL has that the slicer, right? Similar to the slicer, where you can, put it in a MIDI region and then manipulate the notes. But what I do is I'll keep the last 2 bars of the melody. If it's an 8-bar melody, I'll keep the last 2 bars. The first 6 bars I'll run through a MIDI transform, and I'll have it run on a random pitch. So kind of like
you're like me, bro.
yeah, kind of like
You be going through the functions list,
yeah,
man. There's
yeah,
some crazy
it's
stuff
kind
in
of
there.
like it's kind of like bingo balls it's like
Mm-hmm.
balls in a bingo ball, right? It'll scramble all of the notes and give you different textures and different
Basically,
sounds.
yeah, different melodies and
You know what I'm
everything.
saying?
Yeah.
And then once I hear
Yeah.
something, I'll just keep hitting random until I hear something I like, and then I'll cut that out, put it to the side. Get another one, cut that out, put it to the side. Now I have 3 different progressions for this composition. You know what I'm saying? So no 2 sections will sound the same.
Yeah.
Yo.
Ill. Yeah, he showed me that sauce. I was like, woo, okay.
On top of that,
Yeah.
the step sequencer, you can actually chop up your melodies within the step sequencer and click on the notes within the step sequencer to make melodies. And there's a random function within the step sequencer that will shuffle all the notes if you want them to. Also, you can reverse the melody within step sequencer, which is so much easier. And not just reverse, it's not just gonna take what's playing forward and play it backwards. It's gonna chop everything up and then spin it, invert everything, and then play it back. It's crazy.
Right? Yeah. You know, it is. It's a whole other level. I got hype when he showed me that sauce. I got hype. I'm like, okay, game changer. And what's also dope is that you can also drag, like in the quick sampler, you can drag like what I'm starting to do lately, like loops or whatever, A-bar loops or like full songs. You can drag directly into the quick sampler the whole song and create whatever amount of slice, whatever amount of markers that you want, and you can and this will be dope for you too, Isaac, because you can basically slice it on feel. So like even if you want to put it on transients or beats or whatever, you could just have a certain amount in there and do everything based on feel or where you want it. Because you know how sometimes you can have the chop. You know how you want some,
when you chop,
you don't want your chops perfect. You know what I'm saying?
When you reminded me of like the old NPC days. You getting me excited.
Yeah, we gonna
grab the whole song in there.
We need to get our DJ Premier on, and maybe next weekend if time allows, we need to just have a cook up session where we're just chopping up samples.
Hey, that'll be hard.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
With every technique that we know of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be super dope.
I think it's I call it a champagne problem. It's a problem, but it's a good problem they have.
Exactly.
Logic is so robust, right? You can easily get lost in all of the different functionality.
That was my whole problem when I was doing tutorials for Logic, because I was doing stuff converting regions. I'm like, shoot, I gotta save this for the video. I can't convert this track and lose all the regions. But it was like I was going so far because I could do so much in such little time.
So I actually came up with an approach, because I'm nearly done with Rome's World relaunch, and LPG is pretty much where it needs to be, minus the glitching today with OBS. I'm gonna curate a list of everything new that I've found in Logic as of late that I definitely want to touch on. I know I can't touch on all of it all in one sitting, right? But if I incorporate one item off that list in each composition and rinse and repeat, at some point it'll become second nature, and I'll know when to use it, when not to use it. You know what I'm saying? But
did they fix the glide issue in the new Logic? Like, are you able to glide notes shorter and longer? That is my biggest pain right now.
I know that's the only thing, but there's some hidden sauce that I will inform you.
Okay.
But that was the first thing I said too. But not having access to that feature was how I ended up having my own little custom little glide sound anyway. So there's some sauce. There is some sauce.
And keep in mind, for anything that you've come across in Logic that you still can't figure out or you can't find on YouTube, 9 times out of 10 it just hasn't been discovered, and the functionality is there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I found out. Because, for example, the Wave Shaper, I fell on the Wave Shaper in Alchemy, because I've been an Alchemy boy for the past year now, and all my drums go through Alchemy. All my drums. You know what I'm saying? So one day I got the 808 and I'm like, yo, I like this 808, but I need a little bit more grit. And I really don't want to grab any third-party plugins. I want to do everything Logic. And then I see this wave shaper and I start messing around with it. I was like, okay. So now I got my little distortion utility here, and the thing works great. It works great.
Yeah.
No need for a third-party plugin. But if you needed it, you got the pedal boards that got all kinds of fuzz and distortion pedals in there.
Oh
Secret
yeah.
sauce for 808.
yeah.
You got clip
Pedal
distortion.
board.
Sauce. Yes,
You got
sir.
everything. But again, the beauty of Alchemy is everything is already built in. So next to the wave shaper, you can add a distortion effect. You can add
Right there. Yep.
right there. You can enhance the bass. You can throw EQ on it. You can add filter. Everything.
Bro,
you
Apple
need.
basically gave us a free serum.
Yo,
Like,
Facts.
Alchemy is
For
so
real.
slept on. I'm gonna
Alchemy
change that.
is basically I forgot the name of the what's the third party plugin that everybody has.
Omni?
Alchemy is Omnisphere, yeah.
It's not even comparable. I don't know nobody running drums in Omnisphere.
Well, that's
and
true.
my drums be slapping. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
you
That's
got
true.
you got to put me on this.
No,
this
Alchemy
drum
is special.
sauce.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we
man.
got some drum sauce for you. We got some enveloper sauce
Oh
for you
yeah.
too. We got some enveloper sauce for you too. Enveloper is the built-in smack attack. in
Yeah.
Logic.
Yeah.
You want those
Enveloper
Bro,
straight-
you
expander.
ever use the envelope?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
plugin is nuts.
Yeah.
Oh
The
yeah.
enveloper is just
Oh,
it's an inverted compressor. Instead of squashing
Yeah.
the signal, it boosts the
Boost
transients
it
where you want it.
without
Yeah.
it moving as far as where it's hitting in the mix.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Very,
sir.
very, very usable sauce.
So DJ TK, question. So tell us a little bit about your workflow. So again, I mean, everyone knows that you're a blind producer. You've been doing this for a good minute now. What's the workflow like? Because it's definitely different from our workflow. We know you're using the accessibility functions within Logic to kind of maneuver through the DAW. What can you walk us through, like, just like at a very
You
high
start off.
level?
You start off with like drums, or
Yeah.
start off with the melody.
Honestly, it varies. Sometimes, like
Yeah, same here. I hear you.
recently, I've been working more on stuff from scratch. So I'm going more. I'll open Logic, and the first plugin I'll load is like the electric piano or something like that. I'll just
Yeah.
load
Yep.
I'll just start playing ideas, then I'll start going through and finding sounds. But honestly, sometimes I'll load the sampler and just start finding drums, put a kick down, and then build a little drum beat, and then from there build a melody around it, and so on and so forth. It varies. It's really weird. My music process is really unorthodox.
What? Oh no, I feel you. I can relate 100%. You know what I'm saying? What's your first? Okay, what if you only had to use one plugin in Logic on everything? What would you use? As far as effects.
Ooh.
So
I would
what's
have to-
what's one plugin effect in Logic that you can't live without? That's in pretty much every project, every beat that you've conducted.
It's so simple, but the single band EQ is on every
okay.
single track. It's
Okay.
because you can do so much. Like, I can automate frequencies with that thing, like, and it doesn't take no CPU up at all. I run multiple single bands on one channel a lot.
All Logic stock plugins are great on CPU.
I never thought.
But no,
about
that's some sauce.
That's
That's some sauce.
using that as like a filter, because you can actually adjust the frequency of the EQ. So I use that kind of as resonance to give the filter a bit of resonance.
So the single band is a full range. Single bands from 20 to 20,000.
From 20 to 20,000.
That's hard. Okay.
That's interesting because
Sauce.
right now on my master template. So for my intros, for the first 8 to 16 bars, I have a gradual high pass. Is it high pass? Yeah.
Yeah.
A gradual high pass going through, but I'm using a channel EQ for that, which I'm pretty sure takes up more CPU than than the single band. So maybe I should switch to that because I'm not really doing any boosting, any gaining on any of the frequencies. I'm just having the automation, just do a sweep all the way into the beat versus just playing in, as normal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a flex. You know what I'm saying? And I think I already know the answer to this question, Hades. But what's your plugin that you can't live without, or that's on every project? I know what this is though.
Tremolo.
Yeah, yo.
Tremolo. That's a good one.
Tremolo.
Yo.
Listen, my beats gotta have dynamics. There's gotta be motion in the ocean.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? My shit can't be dead center.
Everything up the middle, right?
So with that one plugin, my hats, if I want my hats to bounce left and right, if I want the bongos to bounce left and right, if I want the melody to slowly pan every 2 bars from left to right, you know what I mean? If I can do all that with the tremolo. Get full dynamics.
I have been using it. I can't front. You know what I'm saying? I've been using tremolo. Ever since. I mean, shoot, probably for the last since you showed me a little bit of sauce, and then I added a little bit of sauce to the channel strip on a couple of things, melodies and as well as drums, drums and hi-hats for sure.
Yeah.
You know
I used to use when I first got into Logic, I didn't know how to adjust velocity, so I would use the tremolo as like a velocity changer.
Really?
That's hard.
Yep.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard. Yeah, the velocity. I mean, is. I mean, I think I do that subconsciously though, because you can do.
How are you using the tremolo for velocity change? There's no velocity knob or anything.
I was using the depth.
So the depth.
Yo,
depth.
Diligent King said step effects is underrated for panning as well. That's a fact. That is a fact. Yeah,
no, step effects is all the way is underrated.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Step effects in general. We were just talking about it. Fire.
That's a big fact.
That's a big fact. Is underrated.
Yeah, that's a big fact.
Yeah, because I'm pretty much step effects or those fat effects I use and everything.
Because of you, I'm using fat effects on my drum, at least my drums. I don't put on the 808 just yet because I feel like Alchemy can do it all. Everything from EQ, wave shaping, distortion, you name it, it can do it. Up until the point where I'm struggling with getting the sound that I need from Alchemy, I'll keep Alchemy where it's at, and then I'll pull in fat effects to take care of the rest. But
that's dope. Yeah, no, Alchemy, you can pretty much do. Yeah, the fat effects and step effects are goated. You know what I'm saying? Especially if because now you can sort of like even on the 808s. Like now on some, depending on the 808, because some 808s I don't even really need them, but I'll just use it just for a little bit because that's sort of like my bit crusher, my distortion, my, you know what I'm saying, my filter all in one. You know what I'm saying? The Fed Effects is basically took over the bit crusher for me. And I used to use the bit crusher like crazy.
Yo, before,
you know
that's a fact. You put me onto the bit crusher, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, bit crusher hard.
Before we get into the next question with DJ TK, yo, Diligent King, what's your plugin that you can't live without? If there's only one plugin that you could use in Logic
on every project,
what would that plugin be? Just type it in the chat, man, and I'll let the gang know what's good. So, so your workflow right now, I mean, it was a struggle to kind of get the hang of it, but you got the hang of it with the, with your due diligence and with the help of, the people you had around you, which is dope. So where are you at now with Logic? Like, is there any new sauce that we might not know about that you could give us a little taste of that we can try out after the stream?
Yeah, you got something in the holster. Yes, sir.
Bro, I'm about to put you on to something real quick.
Nothing too high level, man. Save that for the Patreon, all right? Nothing too crazy. Save that for the Patreon.
Yeah, save it for the Patreon. If it's not too high level, you know what I mean? We go mid-level security.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Because I know you got some sauce.
Hey,
that's a fact.
Halftime combined with step effects.
Oh yeah, brother. Oh, we could have a full conversation about that.
But what I'm saying is like messing with the low and high EQs and the split knobs and just bro.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
Hold on. Why am I just being privy to all this? Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Before we even get into that, Diligent King said, for me, it's step effects. I've been cooking for 6 to 8 months, still learning. That's what's up, man. Keep grinding.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Know that door inside out, and I promise you, you're going to be cranking out joints with your eyes closed like nobody's business, and you're probably going to do it with 90% stock plugins, for sure.
Facts.
So keep grinding, my guy. That's a good selection right there. Yo,
bro,
what
if
is
he
this?
knows about step effects 6 months in, he gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah, he gonna be.
Yeah, exactly.
I found out late in the game. You know what I'm saying? I found out late in the game, but it's never too late at the end of the day. But
I found out super late.
We're not gonna.
Shoot.
We're not gonna fly past halftime and step effects. Let's go back to that for a second. So how is it? I'm just being privy to this now, Myth. Huh? You holding out?
Well. Okay. Well, no. Come on. First of all, you can throw. All right. I'm gonna just say the names of the plugins in a certain order. Phaser, Echo,
Yes, sir.
Halftime.
Mm.
Tremolo. I'm done.
Yep.
Mic drop.
I'm done.
Mic
done.
drop. Mic drop.
Yo, Echo is such a like simple plugin, but it's just like
It's so dope. It's so dope. I
Yeah.
remember I stumbled upon like the first time, and I stumbled on Echo like a couple of years ago, maybe like 3 years ago or 2 years ago. And
tape
I
delay
was
is
like,
crazy too. Tape delay is another.
tape delay is hard.
Yeah.
I don't use that as much as I should because I use stereo delay. I either use it sometimes I'll use it on the strip or I'll bust it. You know what I'm saying? But depending on what I'm doing it on. But if I'm doing it on drums though, I'm telling you, Phaser.
And some free plugin sauce if y'all can find it, because I think they took the plugin down. But Waves had this plugin called Lo-Fi Glow. Crazy
Word?
plugin.
Okay.
It was a reverb and a delay combined. It was like
dope.
Yeah.
That's something that, because I always use those together anyway. That's something definitely I'll be interested in.
Yeah, so if you could find it, get it, because it was a good plugin.
I'm gonna keep it a band
free
with
plugin
y'all.
sauce. Nah, y'all already know.
I'm gonna keep it a band with y'all. I'm probably the poster boy next to DJ TK for going through the DAW with a fine-tooth comb to discover every new thing. What I'm not the poster boy at, which I need to change this year, is combining plugins within the strip. I know what plugins I need to have on the strip to make certain things work. What I lack is, the step effects in halftime. I would have never thought of that. You know what I'm saying? And, certain combinations and really experimenting, probably because I've been so busy trying to just pull out as much as I can out of Logic without having to go to third-party plugins. I have a couple of beats that I made prior to last stream, that I made all stock plugins. All stock. The only thing that wasn't stock was the Oscarizer, which is that virtual.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. You
Everything
can literally
else
look at it and know that it's going to sound
was
correctly.
Stock plugins. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna be y'all. Like all my beats, all the beats that you guys hear usually don't have I don't start with templates. I just like you said, I just know kind of what plugins go with what. I don't use step effects on every beat, but when I do need to use step effects on the beats, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And the 808, the panning, I'm about to start using that with my 808s. So I'll just put me on.
Oh, okay. You know what I mean? I mean, pretty much every beat that I make is stock plugins except for maybe Halftime and Trigger Gate, Secret Sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Secret Sauce.
Still gotta get
Secret Sauce.
Oh yeah, I use it.
Oh yeah, no, that's
RC20 I use too. That's like the last.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
Yeah,
haven't used RC20 in a minute.
I use it every once in a while.
I still use it. I ain't gonna lie, because I was late to the party. I got it last year.
Facts. I got it this year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I need some shoot. Anybody got any RC20 you know what I'm saying, plugins or whatever?
Oh, I got a gang of presets for RC20. I got a pack from Illmind. I got Meek's pack preset.
Do I have Meek's pack?
RC20.
Meek, you tripping? I need that pack, brother.
Yeah.
I already have it though. I think I already have it.
Illmind got an extensive preset pack for RC20 that I would use really for like guitars and stuff. But I really, like I said, man, it's been stock plug until the computer gets here. It's all stock plugins. For the lives on Wednesday, it's stock. When I'm cooking up outside the stream and I'm going live, then I might use some third-party plugins. But at the end of the day,
as a matter of fact, if anybody want any smoke with just using stock plugins in your DAW, let us know.
Yeah.
Yo.
Because it's been till recently I've been using stock plugins. Like recently I got my little 1-2 waves package, deal, and then I got the little Slate digital pass, and I started in my horizons.
And I think the biggest motivation for me to kind of stick with the stock plugins until I'm pushed outside of that is the demos that I was reviewing in Logic. So Logic by default gives you demo of popular artist projects, right?
Yeah,
y'all got a
Billie Eilish.
Yeah. When I first got Logic, it was Billie Eilish, and then they threw on Lil Nas X project, Montero
no way.
or whatever.
Wait, no way.
Yeah.
Is that
but Montero, there was a difference between Montero and Billie Eilish's project. Billie Eilish's project was just the project itself. Montero came as the project, but then it also gave you a version of it in Dolby Atmos. So you can actually see the Dolby Atmos functionality in Logic work. But for me, the beauty of seeing all this was the fact that this composition was made with only Logic plugins. That's it. There were no third-party plugins in these projects. And I think that's why it takes Logic so long to get these demos into these upgrades, because not every producer uses Logic, and those that do use Logic don't always use all of the stock plugins. But Billie Eilish's producer does, and Lil Nas X producer does, so they put it into the thing. And for me, that's motivation enough to turn into an alchemy boy and just go stock 150%.
Man, no, it could easily be done in Logic. Sure. Because Logic stock plugins sound great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They sound great and they're super efficient.
I've seen a few YouTubers doing, a few YouTube producers. They've been doing like the normal free type beat game, but they've been doing free plus FLP. So like in the description, they'll have a link to the beat, and then they'll have a link to the actual project. But I think I want to start doing that, but Logic based, because I feel like a lot of songwriters and people who create demos, they use either GarageBand or Logic.
Facts. That's true.
Yo, we need to songs. We need to add that to the segment, Myth. One, we need to have a beat battle. Anybody who want that smoke with Myth, we challenge you to a third party.
He said me.
What I look like getting into that mess? Beat battle, stock plugins versus third party plugins.
Oh, word? Oh, we doing that? Okay. Yeah. I was saying whatever DAW you use the use nothing but stock plugins. And I mean nothing but stock plugins.
We could do that
synths too.
Well,
sounds and everything.
We already know whoever takes that challenge is gonna get washed up. But the next step would be, okay, we'll give you two car lead, right? Yeah, and we'll let you use third party plugins against Myth stock plugins and see how you fare.
He threw me under the bus again.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, I'll take that challenge too. It's nothing for me, man. I'm rusty. I ain't cooked up in weeks, my guy. Like it's bad, bro.
Yeah, he got a whole holster.
It's bad, but once I get in that groove,
y'all ain't been cooking up. He got a whole holster right now.
Once I get in that groove, man, I'm popping a trunk. You better hit the deck. Something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, and then stock plugins, I don't think nobody want that smoke. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Because basically all my beats are pretty much stock plugins.
Yeah.
You know, besides one or two, maybe one or two third party, and they're free. You know what I'm saying? Those plugins are
Myth
free.
knows them free plugins. He knows the sauce.
Facts. And matter of fact, and if y'all have any, actually, and do y'all know about any new free like synths out there? That's like fire.
No.
Last one I could think about is Vital.
We are gonna
Yes,
have.
yeah, I downloaded that.
Once we start offloading some of these new segments, one of the segments when we cook up is gonna be free VST. So we're not only gonna be cooking up with free VSTs, but we're also gonna be reviewing these free VSTs, because at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
the community has to have the approach that the viewer is a novice user, a couple of months in, maybe a year in, and they don't have the bread to spend on Waves plugins and Slate Digital and this, that, and the third, but they want to maximize the usage of the $200 DAW that they have in front of them. So not only are we going to show you how to cook up with these stock plugins, but we're also going to be cooking up with the free stuff, because at the end of the day, you might not have money for Waves, but you'll have money for a free clip, soft clipper.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And then sometimes some of these free
clip.
free plugins work better than the paid ones. Low key.
That's a fact.
Some of them.
That's a fact.
Yo, I got a free plugin. I'm gonna drop one more gem. I gotta head out of here in
For sure.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
One
Okay,
last little plugin.
Mhm.
Yo, there's a crazy reverb. It's free too. It's called Old School Verb.
Mhm.
Crazy. Like I'm telling you, I use that on. I'm starting to use that on all my melodies again. I downloaded it in like 2017. That was the reverb that I used for like 4 years, and I still use it.
Old school verb. All right, I gotta
Old
get.
school verb. It sounds familiar.
You know
too.
what's crazy? I still didn't download the Valhalla Supernova.
I deleted
whatever
it. I deleted it.
I got all that stuff.
Yeah, I
and
didn't. I
don't
still
use
didn't
it.
download it. Yeah,
Because Chroma Verb to me just does the job, and Space Designer.
absolutely.
Bro,
Space Designer is stupid fire.
Yeah.
There's a preset
just-
called Big, Long, and Distant. That is like my go-to preset in Chrome.
Facts.
Black. I think Black Hole is mine.
Ooh, I gotta try that.
Yeah, I think it's
Black
called
Hole.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
it's in
shoot. And
Space
now
Designer. It's in Space Designer, not in Chroma Verb. Yo, Digi King said Flux Mini 2 VST is basically a free version of Kickstarter VST.
Oh, I got
okay.
the actual
Well, we
Kickstarter.
got
It's a good plugin.
Okay. Yeah, good looking
Yeah, you
out.
were saying?
Good looking
Yeah,
out, King. Good looking out.
Flux Mini 2. Okay, dope.
Yo, DJ TK, man, I wish we had more time. I know you got other priorities that you need to tend to. We're just grateful you were able to bless us with your presence today.
Yeah.
Man. You already know the deal,
Yes,
man.
sir.
We got to talk about you, taking a seat at this table permanently. You know what I'm saying? We'll have a sidebar about that, later on in the week.
Absolutely.
Yo, just if you could just reiterate any social media platforms. We already have the IG on the frame, but if there's any other platforms we should know about,
Yeah,
shout
my
those out real quick.
My Twitter is the same as my Instagram and my YouTube. I'm doing a lot of I'm gonna start uploading more DJ live streams. I'm probably gonna start doing cookups. Subscribe to DJ TK AY Music, and subscribe to the team too. I can plug the squad too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, go follow the squad at Head At Gang Official on YouTube.
Shout out Head At Gang. There you go.
Gang.
Yes, sir. We about to start dropping a lot. So yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Oh, thanks
Yes,
for
sir,
coming
man.
through,
Thanks for being here,
That
brother.
was overdue, my guy. It was definitely overdue, man.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man, that wraps it up for this episode of Logic Pro Global. On behalf of myself, J Myth, and DJ TK, we want to thank y'all for joining. We'll see y'all next week, same time, same Twitch channel. Take it easy.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Salute.
sir.